So, do you mind? Let's start with that. Let's start with the husband. So first, how did you meet him? I have no idea.
Okay, so my one daughter is autistic, and so a special education teacher recommended that I go out with her several times. And I kept saying no and kept saying no and kept saying no. And then one day she called me and said, her boyfriend was in a band and that she wanted me to go to see this band. And I said I had just made plans that night, Friday night, for a glass of wine with a neighbor. And I said, I promise you the next time you ask me, I will go.
Right.
And she said, great. They're playing in Baltimore tomorrow. So I drove my minivan to Baltimore.
Okay.
But anyway, another kind of sidebar is that Dan's family goes to the Adirondacks every year. And so they go on a 2-week vacation. So if I would have gone on the Friday, I would not have met him on the Saturday. So kind of turn of events.
Kind of fate.
And the other kind of like funny part about the story, I thought, was that when he came in, he looked at me in the eyes, and it was a very unique connection where I thought that the person who invited me actually was setting me up on a date. But that didn't happen. That was just a complete random thing, and just the thought that I got when I met him. And so
now, was he in the band?
No. Her name was Amber, and her boyfriend at the time was in the band.
Okay.
And he's a high school friend of Dan. So Dan had come to see, he had been driving all day back from New York, so he'd come to see the band. And so there was me. And so we ended up spending the evening talking about everything from me having twins. He said that I didn't say I had 2 sets of twins, but that I had twins. That my tubes were tied.
Right. Oh my gosh. I need a drink on that, Amy.
Yes,
she's like 30 seconds in and really going at it. That's great. I love it.
Anyway, I'm quite the chatterbug, and so a few blue moons later, I had a lot to say.
Is he's a little younger than you? So the reason you said that you are no longer able to have children was to let him know up front that
it was just me being me.
Right.
Just
that's
being completely open.
I think
like
it's
I
perfect.
said, we were just kind of rolling. There was nothing we didn't touch.
Right.
I told him.
Really? No, I'm kidding.
Well, there was some observation. But it was just funny because he stood beside me for a long time.
Right.
And then eventually he said that he thought I was a smoke show. So back in the day,
what does that mean? Like a hot, a hot mom?
Yes, like back in the day.
Okay.
You're so hot, you're catching fire.
So I was like a cougar back then.
But you're no longer a cougar, you're a smoke
No, because
show.
we're catching up in age, so the cougar thing falls off eventually.
How much younger is he than you? Do you want to say?
So he's 37 and I'm 44.
Oh, okay. That
doesn't sound bad now, but when we first met, it was 6 years ago. So there was a slightly difference in age there. And so Dan,
go, mommy.
Yeah, right. So it was like an awkward silence until I started talking, and then I just told him everything under the moon. And then the next day he called me. He got my number from Amber. And I actually thought he was somebody calling me from my church group because he was saying, his first sentence was, "Did you make it to church today?" And so then I said, "Well, I went to see a band last night." And, and then he said, "Yeah, I know, I was with you."
Oh, that's so sweet.